2:06 a.m. on July 4th, 2002, in Gloucester City, New Jersey. A three-story duplex catches on fire, and three little girls are trapped inside the building.
When you hear there's children inside, you think of the life hazard, that they are, in all likelihood, helpless. They can't fend for themselves. It's completely up to you as a firefighter to remove them from the structure.
The house on the right side, the exterior was fully involved. There was heavy fire on the first floor. I can see fire involvement in the second floor.
On the night of the fire, Bob Williams is a lieutenant with the Gloucester City Fire Department. He and his men can't enter the side of the building where the girls are trapped. The fire is too intense. The firefighters' only choice is to try to find a way in from the other side. The 1899 structure, known locally as a twin, stands 3 stories tall and is divided into 2 side-by-side units. Like many of the older homes in the neighborhood, it is built with balloon framing, which leaves open spaces between the wall studs from one floor to another. This absence of fire stops between floors allows smoke, cinders, and flames to advance undetected through the building.
We picked up the hose line and began to enter the building. We went directly to the second floor where we began our primary search. The smoke condition upstairs was banked just about to the floor area. Visibility was maybe 3-4 inches, if that, half a foot at the floor level.
The conditions on the north side of the duplex are so bad that Bob and others get orders to evacuate for their own safety. After a few minutes outside, commanders agree they can't give up on the girls. Bob and a deputy chief lead firefighters back inside for one more search.
We got to the second floor landing. We had a lot of fire now visible coming through the rear bedroom area and the hallway area. We could hear next door things starting to fall over there, like wood breaking, cracking, and so forth.
Bob and the deputy chief quickly order everyone out of the building, but it's too late.
And I heard this loud, thunderous roar and started to look up. Before I knew it, the roof was on top of us.
I got the collapse. The whole thing came down, and I think there were guys inside.
Coming down the stairs, I felt a large area that come in and basically hit me at the waist level and at the knee level and knocked me down onto the stairs. And at that point, I was hit from above and actually knocked headfirst through the railing. I was pinned on the stairwell, hanging upside down over the edge of the stairwell.
Firefighter Anthony Stagliano from the neighboring Mount Ephraim Fire Department joins a rescue team at the front of the smoldering pile.
When we originally heard voices, we worked our way in from the front corner of the structure, and we were able to tunnel a way in.
Anthony and the other rescuers call out to anyone who's still alive. The only voices that respond are those of several of the trapped firefighters.
We could hear them calling for help, basically saying, we're here, we need help.
Dozens of firefighters begin to break through the burning debris with chainsaws, axes, even their bare hands. Rescuers tunneling toward the voices soon locate 2 of the 8 firefighters. They're trapped in the ruins of what used to be the living room on the duplex's north side.
In the case of a collapse, you're always looking for the void space and hoping there are void spaces. And in this case, the void space where 2 of the firefighters were found laying was their lifesaver.
I'm waking up and I'm looking at this ceiling that's on top of me. It's right in front of my face. And I know I can't move, I can't wiggle.
We started screaming and yelling just for anybody to hear us on the outside to know that, we were still alive inside the rubble.
Firefighters Mark Campanell and William Bates are standing in the living room when the building falls on top of them. They survived the initial collapse because the living room furniture, the sofa, the television, and other items, stops the ceiling from falling completely to the floor. This creates a 2.5-foot tall void space that gives them barely enough room to breathe.
It's incredibly scary to be in a situation like that because it's the one thing other than running out of air that you think about as a fireman, you never want to have happen to you.
Firefighters are still trying to find the little girls, but now they also have to rescue 8 of their own.
It was completely dark, very smoky in there, and the heat was building up. My legs were starting to burn.
We had fire that was consuming the debris pile on top of the firefighters, and we had no other choice but to go in service with large stream appliances to knock down that fire.
Hundreds of gallons of water rain down on the pile. The fire retreats, but all that water creates a new threat for the trapped firefighters.
I did feel the water up to my chin, and then on the side of my face, and at that point, I was just screaming to our battalion chief, Stagliano, who was outside, to drill some holes so we wouldn't drown.
Make a hole! Make a hole!
The other firefighter was face down into the floor without an air mask and almost literally drowned in the water that was basically putting the fire out and saving his life.
Rescuers drill holes in the floor from below to drain the water, while the crew tunneling into the living room works to stabilize the shifting debris.
As we started working our way into the debris pile, we called for airbags and other equipment to stabilize some cribbing, to stabilize the debris pile as we walked in so it wouldn't collapse any further.
Rescuers inflate Kevlar-encased airbags to move the tons of smoldering debris just inches at a time. Then the crew braces the debris with blocks of wood called cribs. By carefully repeating these 2 processes multiple times, rescuers create a small tunnel that enables them to move closer to the trapped firefighters.
The process was extremely slow. We had no idea how slow it was because the adrenaline is pumping. You're trying to work as quickly, though as safely as possible.
While firefighters Mark, William, and Bob wait for rescuers to reach them, they realize they have not heard anything from the men who were standing near them when the building collapsed.
I was calling out for firefighter Cantlin and Chief Sylvester, and not hearing them respond, and knowing that it was just the 3 of us that were in that pocket. It was very scary to think the worst had happened to them.
During that period, I thought this may be it.
I'm young, I'm a hero out of high school, and I'm not gonna get a chance to do anything. You know, I'm not gonna survive this. What are the chances?
Finally, 2 hours after the collapse, the last of 5 surviving firefighters is pulled from the debris.
I was the last firefighter to be pulled out from the rubble.